What's up, YouTube? Tom Sell here. It's Thursday. That means it's time to talk about the new movies opening this week. Alright, first film I'm going to talk about that's opening this week is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. I really enjoyed the first two John Wick movies. I was very surprised of how great that first John Wick movie was. Because I thought it was going to be another one of these terrible home to video releases that just heads to limited release for a month and then gets released on DVD for the next month or two. But the first John Wick was loads of fun. I really enjoyed it. Keanu Reeves, this is probably one of his best roles he's ever done. I love Keanu Reeves as his role. I think he's a great John Wick. Of course, you got some new additions like Halle Berry's in this, Angelica Houston. And you got some returning cast members like Lawrence Fishburne's in this. I mean, you got like a Matrix reunion. That's pretty cool. I'm really pumped for the new John Wick movie. I mean, it's the third one looks. I think it looks great. So cannot wait to see how good the third John Wick movie will be. And we'll probably see a fourth one after this, most likely. But should be interesting to see how good the John Wick film will end up being. Anyway, also open this week, there's a Dog's Journey, which is actually a follow up to 2017's A Dog Purpose, and in it, Bailey, voiced once again by Josh Gad, is living the good life on the Michigan farm of his boy Ethan, played by Dennis Quaid, and Ethan's wife named Hannah, played by Marge Helgenberger, and in it. And he even has like a new Bailey even has like a new playmate, which is Ethan and Hannah's granddaughter named CJ. But the problem is that CJ's mom, named Gloria, played by Betty Gilpin from Glow fame, decides to take CJ away, and so like as Bailey so prepares to leave this life for a new one, he makes a promise to Ethan to find CJ and protect her at any cost. So that's begin Bailey's adventure through multiple lives filled with love, friendship, and devotion as a grown-up CJ, played by Catherine Prescott, and CJ's best friend Trent, played by Henry Lau, experience joy and heartbreak, as well as music and laughter, and really good belly rubs and all. I really enjoyed the first Dog's Purpose film. I mean, the first Dog Purpose did not really do all that well, but I think it's because the controversy that surrounded the first Dog's Purpose. Because like, if you guys don't remember, when the first Dog's Purpose came out, there was like a controversy of it where there was like a video, because there was a video that surfaced of someone like forcing a dog into like a water and stuff. So, and that caused lots of controversy. Like there was lots of protesting surrounding the film. So I'm glad I have not heard any protestings about A Dog's Journey, but I think it's because they were being very careful with the set and stuff. But I'm really looking forward for Dog's Journey. I really like the trailers. I like Josh Gad as the voice of Bailey. I mean, Dennis Quaid's also in this, so hopefully this is a better film than his last movie, which was The Intruder. And Catherine Prescott from Skins fame. I like her. I think she's pretty decent. And it's also based on a book, believe it or not. And it's pretty funny because the author's other book, A Dog's Journey, also got turned into a movie, which got released this past January. But also, Marg Helgenberg, she actually replaces Petty Lipton, who sadly passed away last week. So I'm really curious to check this new Dog's Journey film out. I mean, who knows if it'll be any good and all, but the reviews have been pretty decent. Like it has, as we speak, A Dog's Journey has a 64% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's pretty good right there. So and it's actually getting better reviews than the first Dog's Journey that than the first Dog's Purpose did. So I'm really curious to check this one out. I mean, I don't know if it'll, like I said, I don't know if it'll be any good, but I'll probably give this one a shot. Maybe like on a Sunday, who knows? But all right. Also, coming out this week is a romance film called "The Sun Is Also a Star," and in it stars Riverdale's Charles Melton and Yahya Shahidi from Blackish and Grown Up fame, and in it college-bound romantic Daniel Bay and Jamaica-born named Natasha Kingsley, played by Shahidi, meet and fall for each other other over one magical day amidst the fervour and furly of New York City. So sparks immediately fly between these two strangers who might never have met had fate not given them a little push. But will fate be enough to take these teens from star-crossed to lucky in love, which is hours left on the clock, in what looks to be her last day in the U.S.? Natasha is fighting against her family's deportation as fiercely as she's fighting her budding feelings for Dana, who is working just as hard to convince her that they are destined to be together. I'm getting kind of like a, you know those Before trilogies? I'm getting kind of those vibes from this. And it's always cool seeing a interracial relationship in something. I mean, I also really like both Charles Melton and Yahya Shahid. They're both really good actors. And the film is also based on a book by the author who wrote the book for Everything Everything, which got turned into a movie, which I thought was a really good little film. And the movie is also from the same director of the film Before I Fall, which I thought was really good. So got some really good some good ingredients with this film, and although sadly the reviews aren't really the best. Like as we speak, Sun Is Also Star has a 56%. I mean, it's actually not as bad. Like at first it was like a 36%, but then it went up below. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be more of a mixed film. You know, there's gonna be some people who like it and some people who don't like it. So yeah, I mean, this movie is probably not gonna appeal to everyone, to be honest here, but probably should be pretty interesting. You know, I do like me a good romance film, and you know, Yahya Shahid, nice to see her making a like a film career. You know, she was of course she actually of course done films like she was just in Smallfoot, and she was also in that movie with that terrible Eddie Murphy movie. Imagine that. But I think thanks to Blackish and Grownish, her career has been skyrocketing much better. And I'm really curious to see how good she does with a film like this. And I mean, God knows how long Grownish will be around for, and God knows how long Blackish will be around for. And also, Yahashi is like the second Blackish star to star in a new film recent. Like her Blackish co-star Marseille Martin was just in Leto, so now Yahya Shahid is in this. So pretty cool seeing a couple of Blackish stars. You know, like a couple of the Blackish younger actors. You know, leading feature films. So this probably could be some pretty interesting. Who knows? Alright, now other films that's coming out are not really as big and all, they're more smaller affairs, but anyway. One film that's coming out is a horror comedy called Slaughterhouse Rules. Now this movie actually premiered in the UK back in October, but it did not really premiere in the US yet until this week. Here's what Slaughterhouse Rules is about. In Slaughterhouse Rule, Asa Butterfield plays a high schooler named Don Wallace, who's a wide-eyed new boy from a modest background, forced to navigate a baffling new world of arcane rules and rituals. Presided over the sadistic six formers matters of status and aggressively enforced and conversations with school goddess Clemes, strictly forbidden. But this ancient and ordered world is about to be shaken to foundations. Literally, and there's like a couple of zombies that are are also attacking them as well. I saw the trailer for this, and it looks loads of fun. I mean, besides Asa Butterfield, the other cast is pretty cool. Like, let me pull up the cast list. The cast in Slaughterhouse Rules includes Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It's always cool seeing them two together. Margot Robbie is in this. Harmoid Caulfield, Finn Cove from Animal Kingdom fame. Micah Sheen is in this. Jamie Blackley. They're pretty good actors. I mean, I'm really curious to see this. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but I kind of want to check this one out this week. Now, it's actually coming to theaters on Friday, so I'm gonna actually be seeing it on a Saturday. So I'm really curious to check this one out. I mean, I do love me a good horror comedy. You know, it looks loads of fun. Like most other zombie comedies we had recently, that was really great. Included Cooties and then The Apocalypse. So hopefully this could be another good zombie comedy. And not to mention Nick Frost and Simon Pegg are no stranger for the zombie comedy genre. If you remember, they of course starred in Shaun of the Dead together, so they're no stranger to the zombie horror comedy genre. So it should be interesting to see how good this one will be. Also, out this week, there's a film called The Souvenir, which stars Hope Swinnen, who's, by the way, is the daughter of actress Tilda Swinton. And this is actually called The Souvenir Part 1, because I guess there's a Part 2 coming out, I guess next year, maybe. But anyway, in it, a shy film student begins finding her voice as an artist while navigating a turbulent courtship with a charismatic but untrustworthy man. She defies her protective mother and concerned friends as she slips deeper and deeper into an intense, emotionally fraught relationship, which comes dangerously close to destroying her dreams. Besides Hope Swinnen, the cast also includes, Tilda Swinton is also in this. She of course plays Honor's mom in this. Tom Burke, Richard Ayoade, Irene Labed, and it's also directed by Joanna Hogg, who also directed lots of other stuff in the past. So I'm really curious to check this one out. You know, it's pretty cool seeing a mother and daughter, including because Tilda Swinton and Hope Byrne, like I said, they're both mothers and daughters, so it's pretty cool to see those two doing something together. And okay, and I mean the trailer looks okay. I didn't really like it. Doesn't look like a movie that's gonna wow me or anything, but I'll probably give this one a shot because the reviews at Sundance. Sorry. Anyway, the reviews at Sundance were pretty decent, so I'm really curious to check this one out. Now, in the sequel that's coming, which is like a part 2 one, I guess it's kind of like Kill Bill 1 and like when they did the Kill Bill movies, and it was like volume 1 and 2. I think it was similar to. I think this is like similar to those. So, and like I said, part 2 won't premiere until like next year. If I had you guys, it'll probably premiere at next year's Sundance. Who knows? But I'm pretty curious to check out the first Souvenir. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good, to be honest with you, but the reviews from Sundance have been pretty decent, so there's that. Alright, also out this week, there's a film called All Creatures Here Below, which stars, now I always mispronounce this guy's last name, but he's actually a really good actor. Anyway, it stars this actor named David Dastmalchian, as well as Karen Gillan, which is pretty cool because both of them have a Marvel connection. Like David was in the Ant-Man movies, while Karen was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, as well as Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. So I'm really curious to check this one out. Now it's from the same director of the movie of a movie called Animals, which is about like a drug addicted couple. But this is something totally different. Like in this, Gaston, played by David, and Ruby, played by Karen Gillan, live on the fringe of society in Los Angeles, Struggling to survive in the face of abject poverty, on a fateful night they strike out to seize something that has always been denied them, which sets in motion a series of events with dire consequences. Their impossibly committed crime puts them on the run from the police. They seek refuge in their hometown of Kansas City, a place filled with the dark secrets that have haunted them since they fled years ago. The cast also includes Jennifer Morrison from Once Upon a Time fame, as well as David Kettner, who always nice to see him in something totally different. All Creatures Here Below looks really interesting. I mean, I like the chemistry between David and Karen looks pretty decent. I mean, I guess this is kind of like a modern Bonnie and Clyde. I'm kind of getting like a Bonnie and Clyde feel from this, but I'm really curious to check this one out. I like both Karen Gillan and David, so not to mention David was just cast in the Suicide Squad sequel. He's supposed to play Polka Dot Man, so should be interesting to see him in something else beforehand. All right. Also out this week, there's a film called We Have Always Lived in the Castle, which is based on a book by Shirley Jackson. And in it, Taissa Farmiga plays a character named Mary Cat, who lives with her sister, Constance, played by Alexandra Daddario, and her uncle named Julian, played by Crispin Glover. The trio are survivors of an arsenic poisoning that killed everyone in the family 5 years prior. Mary Cat is a bold and imaginative and protects the property with spells, despite being hated by the townspeople. The sisters live an idyllic life until her cousin named Charles, played by Sebastian Stan, speaking of Marvel fame, arrives, and Charles offers to help around the house and inquires about the family's finances. So Constance is charmed by Charles, and Merricat resents Charles' intrusions as Charles and Merricat battle for control, and tragedy threatens to strike again. And like I said, it's based on the book by Shirley Jackson. I saw the trailer for this, and it looks really crazy. I mean, it's pretty cool to see Bucky Barnes in something else. Of course, Sebastian Stan right now. Of course, he's best known for playing Bucky Barnes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's pretty cool seeing him doing like something totally different outside of Marvel. Now, although this movie was actually shot a couple years prior, like if I recall correctly, this movie was shot like in 2017. So cool that it's finally getting released now. But yeah, I'm really curious to check this one out. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good or not, and I never really read the book, so I can't really comment on the book itself. But I do like the cast. Alexandra Daddario is always awesome. I like Taissa Farmiga. Sebastian Stan's great. So this could probably be interesting. And I also like Crispin Glover. I mean, who doesn't? Back to the Future fame. Come on. Okay. Also out this week, there's a film called Trial by Fire, which is a true-life Texas story of the unlikely bond between an imprisoned death row inmate named played by Jack O'Connell, and a mother of two from Houston, played by Laura Dern, who, though facing tragedy odds, fight mightily for his freedom. So Cameron Todd Willingham is a poor, uneducated, heavy metal devotee with a violent streak and criminal record, and is convicted of arts related triple homicide in 1992. And during his 12 years on death row, Elizabeth Gilbert is a unprobable ally and uncovers questionable method and conclusions in his case, and battles with the state to expose suppressed evidence that could save him and all. This is based on a true story, and the trailer for this looks intense. I like Jack O'Connell. Laura Dern's always great. I think this looks amazing, and I'm really curious to check this one out. I don't know if it'll be any good, but I really like the trailer, so I'll probably give this one a shot sometime. All right. Also, out this week, there's a film called The Meanest Man in Texas, which is based on the bestseller book, and is a true story of Clyde Thompson. And in 1928, a young Clyde finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time and in the wrong company. And so, after shooting two men in self-defense, Clyde is convicted of murder and sentenced to death just hours before execution by electric chair. The governor spares him the death penalty, but he is shipped to the Texas prison farm to serve hard labor, where he gained the monkey ear. The man he actually gains the title of the meanest man in Texas. I mean, this looks really intense. I mean, I saw the trailer for this and it looks pretty decent. You know, I never read the book, so I can't really comment on the book itself. But this probably could be something pretty cool to watch. Alright, also out this week, there's a film called The Professor, which stars Johnny Depp as a character named Johnny, who's a button-down college professor who, after learning he has like 6 months to live, transform a rebellious from a transform into a rebellious party animal, and to the shock of his wife, played by Rosemary DeWitt, and the school chancellor, played by Ron Livingston, the delight of his students. Richard leads a hilarious crusade against authorities, and the film is a dark comedy, and also stars Zoe Deutsch, who I've always been a fan of. So, I mean, this is kind of a different role for Johnny Depp lately, because of course we all know lately Johnny Depp's been known for playing those wacky characters, whether it's from the Fantastic Beasts movies or Edward Scissorhands or anything like that. Of course, he played Captain Jack Sparrow a couple times. This looks like it could be something totally different for Johnny Depp. You know, I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp, so I'm really curious in seeing Johnny Depp in a film like this. And it looks like he's gonna have like a pull on your heartstrings as well. I'm curious to check this one out, but it has a 0%. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably give this one a shot, maybe like online or on TV or whatever, but maybe not there. So it's a shame too, because I do like Johnny Depp, but it is cool. But it is cool seeing Johnny Depp doing something totally different, and also I'm curious to seeing this film with that alone. All right. Also, at this week, there's a film called Perfect, which is executive produced by Steven Soderbergh, and in Perfect it introduces Garrett Waring as a emotionally troubled young man, and his mother, played by Abby Cornish, sends him to a clinic where modestness, serene whispers, soothing promises of perfection, and so like by planting plug and play characteristics directly into his own body, he is relieved of his dark and twisted vision, but his body pays for the price uh, for purity of mind. And the film is directed by Eddie Alcazar. I think Perfect looks. I mean, I saw the trailer. It does not really look all that good, but I do like the cast. You know, I kind of have a big crush on Abby Cornish because she, of course, appeared in stuff like Three Billboards, and I think Abby Cornish is just awesome. You also got Courtney Eden from Mad Max Fury Road fame. I think she's pretty decent. I mean, I'm probably not gonna see this in theaters. I'll probably check it out maybe like on TV or whatever. But it looks like it probably could be pretty decent. Who knows? Also, at this week, there's a film called Photograph, which is about two lives intersect in Mumbai and go along together. And you got a struggling street photograph pursued to marry by his grandmother, and convinces a shy stranger to pose his as his fiance. So like the pair has a connection that transforms them in the way that they could not expect. I believe the movie also premiered at Sundance. I think either Sundance or maybe Cannes, or I know it premiered at some sort of film festival. And it's from the same director who did the Lunchbox and that Netflix movie Our Souls at Night. So those were okay. So I'll probably give this one a shot, maybe like online or something, or on TV or whatever. But hey, it is from Amazon, and Amazon usually is a hit and miss, so I'll probably give this one a shot, maybe. Alright. Also, out this week, there's a film called Axe for Jane. Now, the film is based on a true story and takes place in Chicago, 1969, and it imagines a world where abortion is punishable by prison and getting birth control is nearly impossible. So, as a result, women die every day from taking matters into their own hands. So, while a pregnant student at the University of Chicago attempts to take her own life, Rose, played by Kate Carlo, and Janice, played by Cody Horn, finds a doctor willing to perform the procedure, and so like in secret to save the woman's lives. So sparked by experience, Rose and Janice form the Jane Collective, which is a secret organization to help other women obtain self and illegal abortions and all. I mean, I saw the trailer for this, and I did not like it one bit. I thought it was a pretty poor trailer. You know, I like Cody Horn. You know, shame that after Magic Mike, she didn't have like a bigger career because I thought she was pretty decent at Magic Mike. But I'll probably give this. I probably will either give this a shot on TV or maybe just not give it a shot at all. But yeah, because the trailers did not really do nothing for me. So at that. Also, at this week, there's a film called A Violent Separation, which is about a deputy named Norman Young who is faced with with an impossible decision and arrests his own brother named Ray for murder. For help him cover the murder up. So Norman chooses his family, and so as the ensuing investigations withers, neither of the brothers are prepared for the weight of their guilt or how the guilt will strain their loyalty to each other when a passionate romance blossoms between Norman and the victim's younger sister, Frances. So yeah, there's like a couple of action stuff in this, and there's like romance that blossoms between the two. Now the film is the film has an interesting cast though. Like let me pull up the cast list. The cast in this includes Brenton Dalwhite from who plays Nightwing on the show Titans. You also got Alicia Dabney Carey from Fear the Walking Dead fame. Gerald McRaney is in this. Ted Levine. Franista Eastwood, who's the daughter of Clint Eastwood. Claire Holt is in this, as well as Bob Robson, who's also on Animal Kingdom. So I'm really curious to check this one out. I mean, I saw the trailer for this, and it looks pretty intense, and it's nice to see Brenton and stuff, because I think he's really great on Titans, so I'm really curious to seeing him in this. So yeah, probably should be something pretty interesting. Who knows? All right. Also out this week, there's a horror comedy called Shed of the Dead, which stars a couple of horror actors I like, including Kane Hodder and Bill Moseley. So that's pretty cool right there. And a few other stuff coming out. There's some film called Extra Clear Activities, which looks okay. Walking for Weather. Zilla and Zoe comes out this week. A film called The Dirt Wife. A basketball documentary called Q-Ball. And also coming to Netflix this week. Like if you don't feel like going to theaters or anything, and you want to sit home and watch something on Netflix, there is a film coming on Netflix called See You Yesterday, which is produced by Spike Lee and is about high school best friends and science prodigies named CJ and Sebastian, who spent every spare minute working on their latest homemade invention. And so, like backpacks that enable time travel. But when CJ's older brother Calvin dies from an encounter with the police officers, the young duo decides to put their unfinished tech to use, and of course, go back in time to save the brother from the police encounter. And of course, you know, hell breaks true in this. I saw the trailer for this, and it looks intense. It looks really cool. It looks fun. I mean, I do love me a good time travel film, so there's that. I'm actually really intrigued by this. Now, I do like the trailers. You know, I like the cast involved. I'm curious to check this one out. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good or not. It could probably just be another forgettable Netflix film. But I saw the trailer and I'm actually intrigued by this. And I do love me a good time travel film. So there's that. I'm curious to check this one out. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but it'll probably be pretty decent. Who knows? But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me leave you guys. What are some films you're interested in checking out this week? Like, are you looking for John Wick 3? Are you looking for a Dork Journey, etc.? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Tom Zell signing off.